What's up, my fellow lionesses and lions? Welcome to the Project Lioness Podcast, where we are here to disrupt the mainstream narrative when it comes to health, holism, and human consciousness. We are here to share bold truths about health and life from a female perspective. This episode is brought to you by our team, Inspire Co., where we stand for your health being inspired by choice rather than being inhibited by chance. Thank you for being here and joining in on these raw, real, and powerful conversations. We hope our show brings you inspiration and empowerment to overcome challenges, reclaim your life, and ultimately pursue your mission with power, purpose, and play. Now, let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Project Lioness Podcast. It is your host, Dr. Mel. Welcome to season 3, baby. I am here. If you're watching on YouTube, I am chilling in my home studio. And as you can tell from the background, I am in a new studio. I am in a new home, and it feels so aligned. And I am here to share all the things happening behind the scenes. I know I have taken a break from you all. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for old listeners, for you OGs. Thank you to you new listeners who have really dove into this work. I am super honored to be here. And I am in creation mode today. It is currently January of 2025, and we are kicking off season 3. Can you believe it? This last quarter, this last month, this last year has been expansive. Let me tell you. So grab your favorite drink, pull on up to the table, and let's have a conversation. As I said, I'm in a new studio. So I'm looking at this camera that my podcast editor, Joe, my videographer I've used in the past. Joe, what's up, Joe? He edits these. I am using a new video camera that he gave me because he was straight up with me and said, your Zoom quality and the camera on your computer absolutely sucks. And if you want to make any solid content, you're going to need to get new video quality. So if you see me like looking at this camera, it kind of like, if I back up, I'm sorry, I'm coming away from the microphone. Like if I back up, you'll see it on YouTube. It follows me, which is kind of cool. So it's called an Ozbot. I don't know. It's a robot. It's pretty cool. So thanks, Joe. We appreciate you for making me look even more clear on video. So welcome, everyone. This is going to be a download. This is going to be a channel. It is season 3 of the Project Lioness Podcast. And I am celebrating 2 years of this podcast, believe it or not. And at the time of this recording, this is the final day of enrollment for the Project Lioness Cohort, which will be my 3rd round. So season 3, 3rd round, there's something in the universe air here, but I'm super excited. Today is the last day for enrollment. On the time of this recording, I will obviously be releasing this podcast later. For those of you who are new students and you're joining me, thank you so much for your trust. I know some of you really listen to this podcast, and I super, super value your trust. This program is truly the culmination of my life's work and has helped so many people, not just women, but we're starting to have some men enroll too, which is amazing. I love that men are showing up and doing the work. So important. I have been able to see so many transformations and be a bridge for so many people, whether it's changes in their career and leaving unfulfilled jobs, to creating inspiring businesses, to making more money, building wealth, to having better relationships, better intimacy, yes, better sex. Let's just say it how it is. Healing trauma, healing those chronic health challenges that even the best of the best doctors couldn't even figure out. There have been so many transformations within this cohort, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you who have shown up, invested in you, and chosen to get the results that this program produces. I love and appreciate you so much. And for this next cohort, you are in for an amazing time. Now, if you're someone where this has piqued your interest a little bit and you feel that pull, don't worry. I've changed up the program quite a bit and how I enroll. Make sure that you get on the wait list, because
oftentimes, while I do share this a little bit more publicly, I still have people go through an application process. We still go through that invitation process because this work is not meant for everyone. And so if you feel that call, and maybe this round wasn't the right timing, but next time you're feeling it, jump in, because my friends, this program keeps getting better and better and better. And why delay your results and your destiny? Truly. And I'm here to talk more about that today, how 2024 into 2025 was for me a big expansion year. My coaching business grew 182%. My chiropractic business grew 42% yet last year, which is often, those results are way above industry standards. And one of the reasons I know how my businesses grew that much is because, well, there's a variety of things, but a couple of reasons. And I'm sharing this so that you can see it in your own life of whatever fear barrier, terror barrier you're approximating. Let this be a lesson for you in whatever that is for your life. And so back to my growth, one of the things that I've really started to lean into is having more conversations with source, with universe, with God, whatever you want to call it, and really surrendering. Year 7 to 8 in entrepreneurship marks a very powerful transition energetically, and even in golden ratios and physics and all that stuff. Year 7 and 8 marks an important itch, is what they call it, an entrepreneurial itch, where it's very common for entrepreneurs to want to change a lot of things or almost get this like entrepreneurial life crisis. And I thankfully have amazing mentors that have taught me how to lean into that and not make any drastic changes. So for me, it's been really doubling down on things that I know help people get results and help me get results. And I really, really am feeling that for 2025. So I've strengthened my conversation with Gus, as I call it, God, universe, source. I've really strengthened my ability to surrender, as well as my capacity to take risks into things that are scary and do it anyway, because I know it's in alignment with my values. And so I bring this up. I'm going to take a sip of coffee here. Cheers. I bring this up because every person who is up to creating things in their life, I'm rusty, you guys. I'm rusty. I got to get my podcast voice back. Any person who is up to things in their life and how it's in alignment with your values is going to take risk and is going to face risk. And it's going to be up to you to either step into it, because fear does not go away, or stay stagnant and stay stuck. And that does not mean you need to do it with a dysregulated nervous system. However, that's something I've found in my own expansion is fear is never going to go away. And so getting better at navigating it and learning how to transmute it into amazing results is the secret sauce and mastery of life. And that is what I teach within Project Lioness, is how to transmute fear and survival instincts to more courage and confidence and clarity and certainty in any, in any area of your life. Man, I got to do this more often, you guys. I got to take another sip of coffee. Decaf, don't worry, it's decaf coffee. So as my podcast voice comes back online, that's part of, I see a lot of people where they want to start a podcast, but then they're afraid of making a mistake on the microphone, or I don't know, having it sound weird, or maybe you got to cough in the middle of your episode, or you got to clear your throat, or you say or you say and you know what? Just fucking do it, because the content that you have to share, the wisdom that you have to share, your personal experience is worth and has created so much value in ways that you haven't even seen yet. And it is so much more potent and powerful than you keeping it inside yourself. Because guess what? Through the pain of getting through the episode or whatever it is you're creating, starting the business, that pain is way less. Let me tell you, 100% I know this, and I see it all the time in my clients. That pain of just fucking doing it and making mistakes and acting anyway, that pain is so much less than actually keeping this idea, this dream inside of you that will eat away at you at a way higher capacity, at a way deeper dysregulated state than you just fucking going and doing it. And the best way that we learn is through failure, is through making mistakes. That is, in fact, one of the only ways that we learn. And we learn more deeply from failure than we do success. So there's my little tangent. There's my hello, welcome to season 3. Welcome to 2025. Let's do this. So What have I been up to? What is happening within Project Lioness? What is on the horizon? And what are some things that I have been downloading lately that I feel will be inspiring to you? So I've been traveling a lot, been meeting some really cool people. As many of you know, I love traveling. I love expanding my consciousness and being able to share with you. And one of the things that I've been really reflecting on in my travels and meeting really cool people like Damon John, Shark Tank. And I also got to meet my mentor, one of my favorite mentors, Dr. John DeMartini. I mentioned him a lot in this work. I finally got to meet him in person, y'all, which is super, super cool. And he is such a humble guy. He is just so funny and absolutely brilliant. And he is a genius. And being around his energy is so inspiring. To ask the question that I'm asking you is, what in your life are you feeling like you're putting on hold because of your perceptions of how you think it should go, because of the fears I mentioned? What are you putting on hold in the someday category or waiting to be ready? And yet in that feeling deep down, you know that that is the catalyst to expanding into your most authentic self. And that question, I can't answer it with you because I'm on this podcast, but something to consider. What are you putting on hold? Where are you potentially playing a game that is less than your most authentic self? Just a question to consider into 2025. And in that, facing our fears comes learning how to be a steward of what you currently already have in your life. Because when you get into this journey of growth and expansion, it can be so easy to get caught up in like more stuff, more learning. And that doesn't always get us closer to what we truly want. And so the way that expansion or magnetism or the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it, happens is actually being a steward of your current resources in this current reality. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you desire to have more clients or more authentic relationships in your life, and yet you fail, or you're not a steward of your current relationships. You're not a steward of your current clients. You're not a steward of your current social dynamics. And yet you say you want more. How can you expect the universe to give you more if you are not a steward of that which you already have? And so stewardship is the way to more abundance, taking care of things, making sure that you're tending to that which you already possess is how we expand into more of it. Because as we tend to and take care of that which is, and that way of being in this current time is actually how expansion happens. Think about it as tending to a garden. If you want to have a bountiful crop, whether you're a farmer or you have your garden in your backyard, the only way that you're going to expand the fruits of your labor is to actually tend to the seeds that you've already planted. Not running around to the stores and chasing more seeds, not running to your friends and saying, hey, can I have some of your stuff? No, you tend to the seeds here and now, because the truth is there is no such thing as future or past. There is only now. Our mind just creates past, present, future, but the only time is now. So asking the question, where can you be a more inspiring and mindful steward of what is? Now, I was using relationships as an example, or clients, right? I see this a lot with my entrepreneurial clients and with people who go through my programs of, I want more clients. I want more, new people. And it's like, cool. How are you taking care of your current people? Are you taking care of them in a way that actually serves them, that serves their well-being, that serves what they're expanding into, that serves the results? Or do you just get addicted to the dopamine and have something new and then you let them go? And this is one of the key things that I believe has helped me grow, not only in the last year expansively, but in the last 8 years as an entrepreneur, as a healer, as a leader, as a teacher, as a speaker, as a facilitator, where as I tend to my people, as I believe we all are meant to be stewards of the land that we live on, as I tend to the people tell the people because they are well taken care of. Now, this does not mean that I'm people pleasing, sacrificing my well-being, sacrificing my values and getting exhausted. No, there are ways to do this authentically and in an aligned state that, as much as I'll teach you on this podcast, I also teach in a lot of my other programs. But how can you be a steward of that which already is so that that which is already so expands into more of what is? This can also be applied to money dynamics, which I'm working with some amazing people to create a course around embodied money and how to shift the conversations with money in the culture. Because that's something I've realized is, as many people are as attracted to this work and other things I offer, some of the big things that come up is their relationship with money. Not that they don't have it, but expanding into being a steward of it, talking about it, raising their prices, having real conversations about investments and wealth for themselves and their kids and future generations. So I really want to help shift that consciousness in the culture. Of course, a lot of people I work with are women, but men too. How do we start to shift this where money doesn't have to be this evil thing? Because this is something that I've really been looking at for myself too. And I am here to, as I learn, to give to others. So what are you or not you being a steward of that you're looking to call more in and say, okay, if I want more, let's say, opportunities to speak, or I want more authentic relationships, or I want more money in my bank account, or I want health, whatever it is, whatever area of your life you're focusing on this year, what and how can you be a better steward of where that already is happening in your life? So find the form in which it's already happening and love it. Be a steward of it. Organize your money, pay your bills, organize your relationships, organize your clients, help your clients. Set time aside to reach out to your relationships, write thank you cards. Where are you not being a steward? And that, my friends, is where your growth lies this year. So you don't need more out there. The more happens through going in here and being a steward of your current reality. Now, I know this is a download and it might feel like, this is a little insight into Dr. Mel's brain. But the reason why I felt really called to come on here and create a spontaneous podcast is because this is just something that I've not only seen within myself, but also the clients that I teach, and felt very inspired to come on here and say, okay, what can I teach the Project Lioness audience? What can I teach the Inspire Life audience? And for those of you who listen in different states or different countries now, let me know. This year is, for me, all about, my mantra is, it's all meant for me. And what I mean by that, not from a selfish perspective, but allowing more of that surrender to be with what is, and know that whatever is happening in my reality is happening for something. And I may not know that purpose. I may not know the reason. And we don't often need to know it in the moment, but just trusting, all right, I can let go of control a little bit here. I know 2024, there was a lot of me letting go of control. And those of you who know me, that is a big deal for me. So it's all meant for me. And I share this because I'm inspiring then you, as you steward your life, you become a steward of your life and the land and the people and all the things. You also come back to your center of maybe a mantra or an intention. When things get chaotic, I find coming back to this mantra can be super powerful to anchor me in to, honestly, this current state that I'm at right now. Because as much as we expand, there's also going to be simultaneous contraction, right? It goes hand in hand. And those of you who have been in the game with me, who have been in Project Lioness for a while, you understand this and I talk about this. So what, number one, are you stewarding this year? What is calling for your attention that maybe you've been avoiding a little bit, and that there's some organization, order? It's the stuff behind the scenes that you don't see on social media, right? It's organizing your books. It's organizing your finances. It's organizing your clothes. It's organizing your client books, your notes. It's organizing your kids' toys or helping them organize their toys with you. It's organizing your health. What you order and organize, you magnetize more of. So what are you being a steward to? And look at the moments you feel like you need the new thing. Ask yourself, do I really need that new thing? Or is there something that is calling me to look at in my own life that potentially I'm avoiding? And through that avoidance, it's driving this seeking behavior. This is something I teach a lot as far as how pain shows up in our life, how challenges show up in our life. I teach these principles more within Project Lioness. So if you're not in now, make sure you get in the summer. So one, what are you choosing to be a steward of this year? Where can you become more of a steward of your life, which ultimately translates out to planet Earth, which is pretty powerful. I think we've lost the art of stewardship in the culture because things seem to be happening at an accelerated rate. News, information, media, packages delivered to your door. We want things to happen fast. But stewardship is a experience of presence and time. And it creates and rather calls us to be mindful and not accelerate or force things. Similar to what I mentioned earlier, growing crops, growing seeds, growing fruit, growing vegetables, growing a garden. You've got to be a steward of the land. And this is an Earth year. So we are invited into that as well. More to come on that soon. Stewardship. And what is your mantra? What are you choosing to lean into? What is a statement? What is an intention that you can come back to that's very simple yet powerful? And if you don't know how to access these mantras from an aligned, authentic, embodied state, what I would invite you to do is do a little bit of somatic breath work. I've got some somatic breath work on my YouTube. Go there, look into it. Do it in your body. Connect with it in your body rather than your mind. That's how my statement of it's all meant for me came through after a somatic breathwork practice. And it was beautiful. I was, having tears and having release and just this statement that came from, God, universe, source, whatever, was like, it's all meant for you. And it felt like it wasn't me, but it was me, like that soul part of me, that higher self part of me that I couldn't have made up. My ego couldn't have made up. I'm like, okay, that's it for 2025. So that's my invitation as I welcome you to season 3 of the Project Lioness podcast. Allow yourself to become a steward of your life and step into that mantra. Let it sink into your bones, into your cells, into your tissues. And let's allow this year to be an amazing year of gratitude, wisdom, and growth. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with me in my new technology and getting my podcast voice back and getting my speaking voice back. I'm super, super honored to be here with you. And I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Thank you for joining the Project Lioness podcast. Did you find value in today's episode? Help us impact the lives of others by sharing this podcast with someone you know who would resonate and benefit from the Project Lioness message. Excited to hear more? We invite you to subscribe on whatever platform you're tuning in on. And we'd be so grateful for you to leave us a review about what you enjoy most, as well as what you'd like to hear more of. Thank you so much for all of your support. Sincerely yours in power, purpose, and play. Dr. Mel with the Project Lioness podcast. Keep rising, keep roaring, and keep inspiring.